Welcome back, Swifties. Today, back to December. Back in time a little bit, right? This is like, 14, 15 years ago? Somebody mentioned this in the comments a while ago when I was asking about apology songs, I think. So is this an apology song, perhaps? I guess either from Taylor's point of view or an apology somebody's making. Apologising is important, isn't it? I guess when you... Well, I don't guess it is, when you've done wrong, when you've done people wrong. Although I am learning, apologising isn't enough, is it? I don't even know if changing your actions and doing better is enough, but you've got to do that anyway, right? I'm working on my own apology song. Am I working on it? I'm avoiding working on it, maybe, I guess. I've got the bare bones of most of the lyrics. But maybe I'm avoiding playing it or working on it a little bit because it's painful, I suppose, to explore some of that. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on myself. I've been trying to learn some covers and that as well, so I've been playing. But I should definitely work on it more, finish it more. Anyway, massive digressions. Let's check this out.
I'm so glad you made time to see me. How's life? Tell me, how's your family? I haven't seen them in a while. You've been good, busier than ever. We small talk, work in the weather. Your guard is up, and I know why. Because the last time you saw me, it's still burned in the back of your mind. You gave me roses, and I left them there to die.
This is really cool, man. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I guess I'm checking out a really early Taylor and like not sure what I would feel about it or like it in comparison to the other stuff. But like production-wise, this sounds great. The melody's nice. The video looks beautiful. The strings work good. It's. I'm gonna start it again. Who's this actor? Has he been in anything else that I might know? I mean, I don't recognise him. I love that there's the sound of his feet walking in the snow there as well, how they've left that in, or put that in.
I'm so glad you made time to see me. How's life? Tell me, how's your family? I haven't seen them in a while. You've been good, busier than ever. We small talk, work in the weather.
Does anyone else hate small talk? I don't know what it is about it, Is it necessary? Maybe it's necessary with, new people you've met, you can't just dive straight into the deep stuff, can you? Testing the water. But small talk amongst people, or family or friends. What's that all about? Is that unfair to say, do you think? I guess maybe I find that, like with some, with some family, with some friends, it's weird, isn't it? Like, I know family is important and should be important, and I've got a relatively close relationship with my sisters, I guess, but then my extended family, not so much. Recently, I went to a wedding and a family wedding, and it's people that you don't see, like, you see maybe like once a year or once every 2 or 3 years, not even just at Christmases. And it's mostly small talk, isn't it? And it's a weird feeling. These people that I guess you kind of know, or you've known since you were a kid, maybe, but you kind of don't know, And and they don't know you. It's interesting.
God is
What do you
up,
think?
and I know why. Because the last time you saw me, it's still burned in the back of your mind. You gave me roses, and I left them there to die.
What's that line about? You gave me roses and I left them there to die. So is that like a neglect, or is that just a? So she didn't water them? Is that what she's saying? Now this change is coming up. It's really cool, isn't it? You can feel it already. The lift, and I love these strings. The production of this is awesome.
And I left them there.
Is the melody gonna hit?
So this is me swallowing my pride, standing in front of you, saying I'm sorry for that night.
Oh, okay.
I go back to December all the time. It turns out freedom ain't nothing but missing you, wishing I'd realized what I had when you were mine. I go back to December, turn around and make it alright. I go back to December all the time.
This sounds really cool, man. So like this album or this song, is this like, would this be classed as country music? Is this her taking the country music somewhere else? I think I heard some people say, you know, that she sort of revitalized the genre, you know, and whether that's, I don't know, bringing it for like a younger audience or making it a bit more pop, a bit more accessible perhaps to the masses. But I'm really enjoying the sound of this, man. There's some little hints of flicks of like folklore in there as well on that guitar, isn't
I
there?
haven't been sleeping, staying up, playing back myself, leaving when your birthday passed and I didn't call. Then I think about summer, all the beautiful times I watched you laughing from the passenger side and realized I loved you in the fall. And then the cold came,
Those strings
the
are
dark
gorgeous.
days when fear crept into my mind. You gave me all your love and all I gave you was goodbye. So this is me swallowing my pride, standing in front of you, saying I'm sorry for that night. And I go back to December all the time. It turns out freedom ain't nothing but missing you, wishing I'd realized what I had when you were mine. I go back to December, turn around and change my own mind.
It's the pain, man, of regret, the pain of hurting somebody you love, man. Like, is there any greater pain than that? Probably the pain the person that you hurt feels. That's probably worse. Not probably, it is, right? Just what a like a mix of like being a human being. It's like it's confusing, isn't it? You know, and complex. And I suppose the older I get, that's what I'm realizing the importance. You know, I used to think that I had a pretty good childhood. You know, I had pretty good parents, and you know, in my late 30s to, I suppose, realize pretty too late. You know, that man, my childhood was. People had worse ones. Maybe that's what I thought at the time. You know, people had worse ones, and they did. You know, but the importance of parents need to matter more than peers. It's a book by Gabor Mate and somebody else who I forget, and I haven't read the book, but I've watched a lot of, you know, interviews with Gabor Mate and stuff, and that phrase just sort of sticks with me. You know, I think the subtitle of that book might be how to hold on to your kids. And I haven't had kids, you know, myself yet. You know, maybe one day. But I look at, like, I guess friends or families, like young kids, and then analyze, you know, my own childhood and stuff. And you can have the greatest relationship you're going to ever have with anybody with your kids, right? But you need to put the time and the effort in, don't you, you know? And I was just left to my own devices, like, far too much from far too young, man. And just really lacked guidance, I suppose. And there's that, I don't want to... It's difficult. It's a weird thing to talk about, isn't it? You know, this is one of those videos that's turning into therapy, right? For me, maybe for you, I don't know. But it's difficult to talk about because I don't want to, you know, come across as like, oh, poor me, you know, because it wasn't that bad, you know, in many ways, I guess. Was it that bad? Those first, you know, few years, the first 3, the first 7, like that's when the bond is made, isn't it? You know, that's when you need to be feeding your kids the good stuff, you know. And maybe that's not always easy, you know. Life gets in the way. They are the life, right? They just need to be the number one priority as a parent. And I'm not speaking as a parent because I'm not one, but, and maybe it's easier, you know, said than done, but they need to be the priority in everything, right? And neglect happens in many ways, you know, doesn't it? Like, I guess there's active abuse, but is neglect abuse, do you think? It's I don't know what it is. I just do know that you need to build that bond with your kids from like day one, don't you? You know, and you need to, if you don't feed them the good stuff and guide them, you know, and teach them the give them the good foundation from the beginning, like that's when I suppose they might wander into gangs, maybe not even bad gangs, you know, like, but they're going to be influenced by their peers more than you as a parent, right? Or I suppose in my case, I found that in music, but like in biographies, you know, of people in bands, you know, who didn't really have, I suppose, you know, great lifestyles, you know. It certainly seemed great reading about it, you know. But most of those people, you know, it didn't end well for them in one way or another. And yeah, I was hanging around on street corners, you know, drinking, smoking, under underpasses. Because there's that need for connection and for belonging, isn't there? That we all have. I think we all have it. And if you it's very difficult, I suppose, to find the way completely on your own, right? You need some kind of guidance, you know. And how rigid or structured or uniform that should be, I don't know, you know. I suppose it depends on the person, on the kid, on the parent. Because people are different, don't they? You know, you have different needs and different personalities and different tolerances for things, and some people are going to thrive with encouragement, some people are going to thrive with, you know, perhaps criticism a little bit, because they want to do better. What's my point? I don't know what my point is. What's interesting now, I can't remember what song it would have been, maybe Love Story or something that I reacted to before. It's interesting how these early Taylor Swift songs do send me on like big philosophical digressions. Which, what does that prove? I don't know. Like there's always been substance to her material, you know, like, and there always is substance, isn't it? And there was substance, I suppose, when she was, before she had any success, you know, when she was just learning to play the guitar and writing the songs, man. Just a fantastic artist she is.
I go back to December all the time.
This sounds beautiful, man. The production. I'm looking forward to checking out Speak Now, man.
I miss your texting.
Okay, that's where it's coming in for the bridge. Now, I've just got to say, I'm enjoying the sound of this, man. So I've just reacted to Midnights on Patreon. So now before I get to the most recent album, I'm going to go back, to the start. So I've got to like Speak Now to get through Red, but I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to not just seeing where she's come from and the journey, from the beginning, but I think I'm going to enjoy it, man, because I really enjoy the sound of this song.
I miss your texting, your sweet smile, so good to me, so right. And now you held me in your arms that September night, the first time you ever saw me cry. Maybe this is wishful thinking, probably
man.
mindless dreaming. But if we loved again, I swear I'd love you right. I'd go back in time and change it, but I can't. So if the chain is on your door, I understand.
Yeah, those are some good lines. as
This
well,
is
man.
me swallowing my pride, standing in front of you, saying I'm sorry for that night. And I go back to December. It turns out freedom ain't nothing but missing you, wishing I'd realized what I had when you were mine. I go back to December, turn around and make it alright. I go back to December, turn around and change my own mind. I go back to December all the time.
This song just sounds awesome, man.
All the time.
Love it. Love it, man. Love it. Great. Just what a great tune, man. Great tune. Can't wait to check out that album. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Love to you. Have a great week. I'll see you soon.